All right, guys, it's not very often that I do this, but I'm making the video for tomorrow with 40 minutes left in the regular session today. I've got somewhere to be tonight, so if I didn't knock out the video this afternoon, so I kind of quit trading about 20 minutes ago. If I don't knock it out now, it probably won't get done. So that's why I'm doing it a little bit early, and it's a little weird to do that. But a couple highlights from today. BKKT, I already had it on watch, and then called it long. Let me zoom in to get so you can kind of see the chart better. Called it long as it was coming up. I'll take that over 23. The reason is it was meeting our gap down bounce play parameters. If it breaks this early high, which was 23.42, there was a clean seller on the tape at 23. So I thought a break of 23 might be enough to get us over the high of day, which once this lights up the new highs ticker is a pretty powerful setup when we talk about our gap down bounce play setup. So here's the break of 23 right there. And I mean, it went pretty quickly to 26.50, never came down to 23, and then ended up ripping even higher. That's a pretty cool play right there. So that was one of the highlights from today. I also called DWAC early, not early, through 60 right here. So this is what it looked like. Looking for, and it opened at 60 right here. So just looking for the whole number inflection point, which is also a red to green. The high of day was not that close, so 350 above. But for something like DWAC, that's not that far either. And so you see what happened on the 60 break. Also called it later in the day back through 68 because that was the earlier high right there. And I think a few of us probably Tokyo'd that as it was getting close. And it went pretty quickly to 74. I did really, really well in DWAC, DWAC today. That's another one. And then also Lucid, LCID, in pre-market, as I was going over the pre-market gappers, I noticed that Lucid had topped out at 28 in pre-market. And let me pan out a little bit. Well, here, let me go to the daily. Just real quick, and I'll take today's candle out of it. So it topped out at 28 in pre-market, and then I look and see yesterday's high, 28.20. So there's a potential catalyst 20 cents over the pre-market high, and then you go a little farther left, and then there's another potential catalyst at 28.39. So I called a rare SOOTG, which is SOOTG, which stands for straight out of the gate gap play, which means, and I called it over 28. So what it means is even if it breaks 28 in the opening minute, I'm still going to try it. And you can see what happened here. Go to 1 minute candles. It opened at, I don't know, 27.69. I got long at 28. And within, 3 or 4 minutes, it's almost to 29. I'm scaling out, tightened my stop on the last few shares, sold everything green. But it was a nice way to start the day. So anyway, there's a few highlights from the day. What are we watching for tomorrow? Again, you might see some of these charts moving because the market is still open. DWAC finally bounced after it hit 175 back here. I ended up with a red day. The next day was red. The next day was red. Now today it's got a green day. So I do think it is worth, and came close to a gap fill, by the way. I think it's worth watching for a potential continuation of today's bounce tomorrow. So a potential long, only with a proper A+ setup. WTRH, kind of a quiet inside day after the big rip yesterday. I want to watch that one. IRNT, just a huge move today. I saw several people in chat trading this. I never got involved in this one, but you guys, it looked like you were killing it, so way to go. And it's right now, again, there's still a little over a half hour left in the session. It's holding up really, really well, so that one could be interesting tomorrow. BKKT, I already mentioned this one. Had a big move today. The range today was 20.32 was the low, and the high was 30.45, so over a $10 range on the day. Definitely want to watch that one tomorrow. We're day traders, right? MQ, now I don't love this at all, but it's certainly a recent high flyer. You got this nasty shooting star, topping tail, any Japanese candlestick name you want to give it. I'd like to see this have another nice red day, get down closer to the moving average. Then I will have it on bounce watch, but it is really strong any way you slice it. So today's kind of day one of a pullback after this big run. So I do want to keep it on watch. But again, I doubt I'll trade it tomorrow. We'll see. You never know what's going to happen. VLCN. Had a big move today for this stock and actually took out all-time highs. You can tell it hasn't been trading for very long, but looks to be closing well off its highs. I do want to keep it on a chart. SYTA, really big move, really big volume, and if it holds up at all, we definitely want to watch that one tomorrow. IONQ, really nice pop back here to almost 13, came all the way down to almost 7, and today is back up near those highs. It's extended, right? It's been moving for 3 days in a row. I'd like to see a pullback first, but anyway, it is going to land itself on a chart tomorrow. And then lastly, believe it or not, a normal company that I know about, and most of you know about, is Intel. Had the gap down 4 days ago and hasn't broken its early high since it gapped down. There's the 15-minute candle. So there's the early high on gap down day. Put it in about a half hour in. The next day, put its high in at the within the opening hour. Then the next day, which was yesterday, put in its high at the open, and today put in its high in the opening 15 minutes. So what I want to see for me to get involved in Intel would be kind of a narrow range like today and an afternoon high of day break, and then I will give Intel a try just as an oversold bounce. That's it. I'm going to leave it at that and quit babbling, and I will see everybody in the chat room in the morning. Have a great night.